Rise with India podcast on ET Now.
Good morning and a very warm welcome to this episode of the 18 Hour Rise with India podcast. I'm your host Rohit, bringing you the top news headlines that we're tracking this morning. Before we start, here are the top stories. India announces the squad for T20 World Cup. Shikhar, Dhawan and Prithvi shot dropped. World Health Organization chief calls for a moratorium on using coronavirus booster shots for the rest of the year. Income tax portal's tech issues being progressively addressed, says CBDT. UCO Bank has exited RBI's PCA framework, and job market expands in August as well, hits pre-COVID levels. You're with ET Now's Rise with India podcast, and these are the stories you ought to know this morning. Former India captain Mahendra Singh Dhoni has been brought in as mentor of the 15-member T20 World Cup squad. This move by the BCCI has taken everyone by surprise. Meanwhile, off-spinner R. Ashwin was included in the squad alongside Ishan Kishan, Akshar Patel and Varun Chakravarti. One of the key members of the Supreme Court appointed panel on agri laws has said that the report is cent% in favor of farmers. He added that the apex court must take up the matter without any further delay. A boat with over 120 people on board sank in the Brahmaputra river after colliding with a ferry steamer in Jorhat district of Assam. There could be many casualties. The Indian Air Force is looking to procure around 350 aircrafts from domestic aerospace industry in the next 2 decades. Air Chief Marshal R.K.S. Bhadoria said this included 83 LCA aircraft Tejas. The Income Tax Department has said that a number of technical issues regarding the new ITR portal are being progressively addressed. About 1 crore 19 lakh ITRs for 2020-2021 financial year have been filed so far. Speaking to ET Now exclusively, Commerce Minister Piyush Goyal has said that the government will focus on textile sector and look to create global champions in this space. He also added that in the next 2 years, India will become self-reliant in container manufacturing. Cognizant has reached a $95 million settlement in a lawsuit accusing it of defrauding shareholders by concealing bribes to officials in India. According to news reports, the government will stick to the September 15th deadline, seeking bids to buy out Air India. ET Now also learns that the government is considering allowing foreign institutional investment of up to 20% in LIC. The move will help ease the fundraising process for the proposed IPO. Today on the COVID corner, Maharashtra government last evening amended its Ganeshotsav order, stating that no physical darshan will be allowed in the entire state. Meanwhile, World Health Organization chief has called for a moratorium on using coronavirus booster shots for the rest of the year. US stocks fell on Wednesday on investors' concerns over COVID-19 cases and jitters over easy money policies. Fed's Beige Book report hints that the economic recovery has slowed down over the summer. Oil prices rose and the yield on benchmark 10-year Treasury notes saw the largest one-day fall in over 3 weeks. Investors will watch out for US jobless claims data and ECB's next move. It is expected that ECB will begin to pare back purchases of government bonds. Back home, the phase of indecision continues on Dalal Street as a strong and clear trend was missing in the markets. We can expect some pullback in this consolidation as we wrap up the weekly action today. FIIs were net sellers of shares worth about 800 crore rupees, while DIIs were marginal net buyers. Mutual fund investors may be getting a bit nervous at lifetime highs. Investors are shifting from pure equity fund to ones that invest in both equity and debt. However, long-term investors are on track, resulting in record inflows via the SIP route. Let's tell you about the active stocks this morning. A package for telecom industry could not be cleared by the cabinet pending a legal opinion. Reports suggest the matter is likely to be taken up soon, possibly in the next meeting. UCO Bank has exited the RBI's PCA framework after posting full-year profit for the last fiscal. The RBI had initiated PCA for the Kolkata-based lender in May 2017 in light of high NPAs. HUL will host an analyst meet today and the street will look for cues on price hike, margin trend and demand growth. Over the last 1 month, HUL has outperformed the broader market. The Supreme Court will hear Future Group's appeal against High Court order to attach its assets. Canada Pension Fund is selling up to 2.3 crore shares of SBI Life, or about 2.3% in the company, for about 2,800 crore rupees. ONGC is exploring to purchase significant minority stake in the $4 billion plus Sangomar oil project of Senegal. In its annual report, GSPL reiterated it is committed to become a net debt-free company by FY23. The company has an overall outlay of capex at 18,000 crore rupees, with expansions receiving two-thirds of the allocation. TCS has been selected by Avianca, one of the leading airlines in South America, as a strategic partner in its cloud transformation journey. As more businesses resume operation, white-collar job market in August saw an upswing which now touched pre-COVID levels overall. And on that positive note, it is time for us to wrap out. Thank you for listening in. We will be back again on Monday with a fresh episode of the Rise with India podcast. And a warm greeting in advance on Ganesh Chaturthi. May the divine help remove all the obstacles in pursuit of your dreams. Wish you all a great day ahead.
The Rise with India podcast on ET Now.